Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Diamond Factory. This is the place where like minded individuals come together. I am Dr. Roz, your VP of Communications, and I'm sitting in for our phenomenal Need to Rest Chief Sales Officer, Phyllis Nash. Man, I'm going to tell you guys something. Our corporate team, these ladies, these gentlemen, they just work just so hard sometimes, maybe a little too hard. We're going to pray for our CSO. We heard her last night, and we know she needs to get some well-needed rest. And that's what I sent her, a video of a little animal just falling over on the couch, going to sleep. So get some rest. So don't call her today. Don't call her today. Don't call her today. Let her get some rest so she can come back 100%. That's what we want to happen. But we had a wonderful, wonderful Zoom webinar last night from someone that our chief sales officer brought to the table for us to get a chance to glean from as it relates to the tax benefits of a home-based business. Do you know that's what you got? In case you didn't know, in case you've been in a cave and didn't realize that Akana is a home-based business. Yes, you can work from the comfort of your home. And here's what I love about what we hear when we're on this call. We hear people saying where they're from or where they're calling from. But oftentimes, like Bernadine or like somebody else I saw who looked like their number is in Tennessee, but they said they were in Atlanta. You can do it anywhere. Isn't that amazing? You can do it while you're traveling. That's the beauty of this. And so what I'm going to just share is because I just looked up some information just to be able to share this with you, because what she shared with us last night, and if you missed it, it's in your app. Yeah, just go there in your app. If you don't see it under the recordings, refresh the little circular arrow that's at the top there. It's at the top of recording. Refresh it so you can see that and hear that powerful information that Marsha Webb, CPA, shared with us. It was great. It was phenomenal. It was eye-opening for many people who don't realize all of the benefits, especially the tax benefits that we have from a home-based business. But I want to share just benefits, because I think sometimes, like I hear Phyllis say all the time, we don't know what we have and don't realize the benefits, or just some kind of way, we're so accustomed to working the 40 hours a week. I read it somewhere, people are in the 40-40-40 club. Yeah, they work 40 hours per week, they work for 40 years, and then they retire on 40% less of what they struggled to survive on most of their lives. You retire, you don't even get all of that, what you worked 40 years to get. That's the 40-40-40 club. Well, we've divorced that club. We have eliminated that when you're in a home-based business, because there's no limit. And you've heard many of our diamonds talk about when they got that 5-figure check, just the 5-figure check. How many of you have worked on a job that brought you in a 5-figure check in 1 month? Not many of us. Most of us, that did not happen. No matter how many years you made. I mean, how many of us worked on a job that even had the potential? Did you hear that word? The potential to bring you a 5-figure check in 1 month. 5 figures. That means, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 in 1 month. I'm not even talking about what you could do in a year. Yeah, you may have made 100,000 in a year. You may have been on a really good job and you did pretty good. But here is a place where working it, and if you've never had that situation, then here's my question. How long will you put in the effort for that to happen? I mean, if we work jobs for 40 years, 30 years, some of you worked a job since you were a teenager, you always had a job, and it never had the potential to do that. So that says to me, like I always quote this old school church lingo, hang on in here and see what the end's gonna be. I might as well, because now something has the potential. But there's so many benefits. There's so many benefits, and I want to just share some benefits of having a home-based business. You have a home-based business. Akana is a home-based business. Do you leave the house? Yes, you can. Do you go places? Yes, you do. Do you have events to go to that you create and that you have yourself and vending events? Yes, you do. But can you work it from the comfort of your home? Yes, you can. Can you make phone calls to however many people a day, as Scott Reese has been teaching us, your 5 marbles? Where do you do that from? The comfort of your home, with your cell phone, on your computer, right? So one of the benefits of a home-based business is that the commute is non-existent, because until COVID, mostly everybody had to leave their house to go to work. See, COVID came and they brought on Zoom all across the world, and they brought on, even after COVID, now more jobs are allowing you to work half of the week at home and half of the week coming in, or some of them are letting you work completely remote. But before that, you had to leave the house. And for those of you in the Boston and the Chicago and all them other areas where the cold gets too cold on those snowy mornings, you got to dig your way out. Well, see, that's the beauty of a home-based business. At least I heard, no electricity, but at least if you get some electricity back, you can start working your business as long as that phone is still working. You don't have to dig your way out. All you got to do is get up. You don't have no gas, no tolls, no bus, no train tickets. That's the benefit of a home-based business. The commute is non-existent. Another benefit is you can multitask. Yeah, you can multitask. See, when you're on the job, you sit at that cubicle and that's it. And you go to the bathroom when they say you can go to give you permission. You go to lunch when they say you can have your lunch. But with your home-based business, guess what? You can be productive using your downtime. You can put some clothes in the laundry, in the washer, and the dryer, and then come back and get on the phone. And you don't have to wait for the weekend to deal with the whole pile up, if you know what I'm saying, right? You can cook dinner and put something on the stove, have it ready when everybody gets back home. And then while it's cooking, you're working your business. You can multitask. The third thing you can do, and the third benefit of having a home-based business, is that you have more control over your schedule. I just told you on your job, the job, they tell you what to do, when to do it. When you have your own home-based business, see, you need to be proud that you are here. You have your home-based business. If you're a morning person, you get up in the morning. If you're an evening person, you get up in the evening. You have the control over your schedule. When the family's in bed and you want to do it at night when the house is quiet, or if you want to get up early when the house is quiet, whatever that looks like for you, you can do it. Another one is that you don't have to pay rent. Yeah. You see, when you upgrade, maybe you have to upgrade a little bit for your internet service. Some of you might need to do that. Upgrade for your internet so you can have more speed on your internet working, but it won't cost you any more than what you're currently paying for your living expenses. No extra money. You can, she talked about the write-off that we get from being in our home. Some of those, she just touched on it just a little bit, but get you a corner office, set aside some space in your home. Find an unused corner, work out of your guest room, clear off a dining room table. Set aside a dedicated space in your house for your business. She talked about the tax benefits. That's one of the benefits. That's just one of the many benefits. Hopefully I've shared a few more of having a home-based business. And you've got to look into that more. Study it. Look, all you got to do is go all over the internet and you'll see so many of different areas. I found a book that talked about 475 deductions for a home-based business. 475. I had heard Lynn Richardson talking about how many deductions there were. There are tons of them. All of them don't apply to you. Come on, let's be real. But they are available. But there are tax benefits. And that's what she shared with us on last night. And then how about starting your business? If you're going to start a brick and mortar, how much does it cost? If you go get a McDonald's franchise or a Subway franchise or any other, how much does it cost? If you want to do charms and you want to open up a business, how much does it cost? What was your startup cost here at Akana? Much lower than any other type of business. Working out of your home significantly cuts the amount of money you need to get started, even if you don't plan to keep your business up, even if you're just going to do it part-time. And talk about the commitment of signing a lease or buying the furniture and all that stuff you have to do when you have a brick and mortar business. I mean, even if using your cell phone, you're going to use it anyway. Some of you decide you want to get a whole separate cell phone line. You want to get a different line just for your business. That's totally up to you. Not necessary if you have to do it, but it's completely up to you. You may want to get a Google line. I mean, there's so many ways to do this because you have a home-based business. And okay, let's talk about, here's another benefit. No office politics. How many of you remember? For those of you that don't work a regular job anymore. For those of you that do, you may be on your way to work right now, wishing you weren't going to work, dealing with the folk you got to deal with, the attitudes. Oh my goodness, the pressure, the struggle of getting to the top. You know, brown nosing and folks stepping on your neck, folk not giving you credit for the job that you do. Office politics. But when you have your home-based business, no office politics. It's you. No dress code. You get on Zoom and we see your top from your waist up. We don't know don't know what you got going on from the bottom down. But no office politics. It's true. You can really work in your pajamas if you want to. Although you might be a little more productive if you go on and get dressed like you're going to work. That really does help how you create your atmosphere. But depending on if you don't want any other employees, now then you're talking about a whole nother level. But basically, you're working by yourself, starting off by yourself. Even if you're creating a team, they're not in your house with you. And then lastly, you are a role model. You're a role model for your family. How many of you, your children, see you with your home-based business? Yeah, they see you, they saw you when you walk out the door with your attaché case and your briefcase and everything, but now they can see you really working. That's why you got to do it. Work your business. Now, the same way there's some pros, there's some cons in that, because oftentimes people will come and say, what'd you do today? What I do today? I'm working my business. Just because I have a home-based business doesn't mean I'm not working. That's the con. That's how people sometimes interpret what we do when we have a home-based business. They don't feel like we're really, really working, right? Because it seems like it can be lonely because you don't have the camaraderie. That's why we come together on meetings like this. That's why we have the Zoom. That's why we have all of the events that we have, even through Zoom, that we can come together, even in your own local areas. That's why you camaraderie. That's why you have something. That's why we have the conferences, because that's needed. That's needed. And then sometimes here's a negative that we have to overcome. You're in charge. And oftentimes people don't do well when they are in charge, because that takes what? Discipline. Yeah, that takes discipline to get up every morning and act like you're walking out the door. That takes discipline to go in that office and pick up the phone. That takes discipline, because now nobody's over you. Nobody's telling you when or how long or what you can do or when you can take a break. You are in charge. And there are boundaries that can sometimes be overstepped. That's why other people, family members, will overtax your time. This is your time for your business. That's why Scott said you set aside that time, whether that's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever that is, and let everybody around you know, I'm working my business right now. Don't disturb me. Do not disturb. There's a do not disturb on the door. And of course, you don't have any walk-in traffic like you would if you had a regular business, and its expansion is somewhat limited as far as if you were getting employees. And then the last thing that might be a disadvantage is you can't leave. And that's why we've got to take time. Self-care is important. That's why you got to take time to back away for a minute and then come back at it. That's why you got to take time and take that lunch break if you've got to do it. Take that coffee break if you need to do it, because every room, you're in another room in your house, but you're thinking about your business. I'm guilty of being on the trip. I'm always thinking about Akana. Bernadine, we understand that. We're always thinking about Akana, no matter what city, what state we're in, no matter what event. I can be at a birthday party. I was at a concert the other night, and I'm looking at the folk who I know need to cleanse, and I'm just thinking about Akana. Because now we think about that, don't we? Everywhere you go, you see somebody, you say, "Ooh, they need to cleanse. Ooh, they need to detox. Ooh, they need to get the bioscan." But guess what? You have the benefit of having your own home-based business. So take advantage of that. Today is Tuesday. Yes, it is. Today is Tuesday. I just loaded up some fantastic teachings that Dr. Betty has been doing. Dr. Betty, if you're on the call, unmute yourself, star. I don't know if you're here, but I'm going to give you a few minutes to unmute if you are, so you can tell us what's taking place tonight. I don't see your name. But anyway, let me tell you something. I just loaded, it's under recordings, Tuesday Wellness Experts. That's what it's called. That's the category. Fantastic teachings that have been taking place on Tuesday night. You want to get there, and especially about the aronia berry. Oh my God, she's been driving that. She's been teaching that. So if you've been not knowing the real benefits of our aronia berry, go to your app and check out Dr. Betty and the Wellness Experts teachings, nitric acid, some other things they've been doing. I had to catch up on their teachings, and they're there. And again, the teaching from last night regarding from Miss Marsha Webb, I believe her name is, that shared with us, it's there on your app as well. Have a great Akana kind of day. Pray for our CSO that she get well and rejuvenated and restored 100%. Have a great day, everybody. Bye for now.